And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the SDC, your weekly dose of cranky duckling action. Let's go. I'm of course ZvP with you, joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, exclamation mark, be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into the round of 16. We're jumping into our initial ZvP, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the red Zerg player. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the teal Protoss. It is a Triple. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as you can get your gamba going as we jump into our first matchup of the broadcast. Again, welcome one and all to our second broadcast of the day. We were live earlier this morning with the KSL, with the Korean StarCraft League. It was a lot of fun, was also a very intense day of StarCraft already here. This morning we had KSL, this morning we had Stellarfest, the finals of Stellarfest, might I add. We'll be going over all those results later on in the week during the podcast, but now we're here with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Again, this is our weekly open tournament, weekly open cup. Think of it like a Wardy TV Monday or a Pigstore Cup or a Monday Night Weekly, our own open tournament as well, featuring top players from Europe and top players from South Korea as well. I mean, from all over, from all around the world. Again, do recommend checking out the bracket. We'll be going into the bracket ourselves after this series. First things first, we have our initial opener, Hatch Gas Pool, standard start at a YoungYakov, triple going for a gate expand into Cybercore. Everything so far is looking as it should be. So far it's looking normal, looking standard. Also, if you want to help support us and help support this tournament series, I mean, hey, it's Tuna Cup 112, by the way. Hi. I mean, we've been running this event for a very, very long time, for many years at this point. Again, longer than any of the other open weekly tournaments. I think the only tournament that has been lasting longer than ours was maybe Legacy Weekly Japan. I think that's maybe the longest running weekly tournament. Maybe Sunrise Cup as well, maybe. But again, we've been running it for a long time. If you want to help support us, you can do so via Patreon. Patreon does help fund this tournament specifically. I mean, this tournament alongside the other events that we run as well, like Ducklings Open and Masters 1 Open, they are all funded via our Patreon, and they're all grown via our Patreon as well. We have specific milestones, stretch goals to be able to boost the prize pool, to grow the event even further from what we have now. And of course, a big thank you to all of our current patrons, to all of our current supporters. Without you, this event wouldn't be as big as it is, and it wouldn't attract as much attention as it does either. So thank you so much, Pappy. Thank you so much. So we get into our PVZ. So far, Triple does go for a Stargate open out of our Protoss player, going for his third base, going into what looks to be a standard setup for the time being. Triple, he's more of an up-and-coming, more of like a semi-professional player from the Korean scene. So we'll see how Triple does compare. We'll see how he's able to build up and how he approaches Yakov. Yakov, of course, he has been on fire as of late. If you were here this morning for KSL, I mean, one, I recommend the votes. Two, we actually casted YoungYakov in that tournament, and he did very well in that event, taking down Shameless and also going toe-to-toe with Classic. Like, he had a very impressive series versus Classic. I do recommend it. It was the semi-finals of the KSL. Do recommend the VODs, and as a result, I do lean towards YoungYakov when it comes to this matchup. We'll see what he brings to the table. We'll see if Triple can keep up. Yakov can be very aggressive, very assertive, very dynamic, and very fluid in his play as well. The drone does move forward, and it looks like it's not going to be Lair first. It is going to be Roach Warren first instead, as we have the money. As we had the money. Are we up? Oh, changing his mind. Did you see there for a moment? He did queue up the Roach Warren, he canceled the Roach Warren, and instead he starts up the Evo Chamber instead. Okay, you have my attention. Evo Chamber first does tell us it should most likely be plus on melee first instead, into a Ling heavy composition. He was thinking about Roach play, but has since decided to change his mind. I mean, he saw the timing of the third base, so he knows it is a standard opener. Twilight Council behind the initial wall here at the natural, alongside the Forge. Looks like plus on the blink. Let's go. See in the chat, was there no one to cast last night's Ducklings Open, or did I miss it? You may have missed it. The stream, I mean, if you were there for the initial event, The stream did go live a little bit late. Kura and Steelmod, I think they went live like maybe 30 minutes after the fact, but the event was still covered, the event was still casted, but they did go live a little bit later. So if you only showed up for like the initial opening kind of showtime and then headed off, then you might have missed it. But the VODs are available, the VODs are on Twitch, the VODs are on YouTube. SDO did take place and was casted. But again, I think they missed the first round. So I think they casted from the quarterfinals onwards. Quarterfinals. Good morning, Papi. Ah, buenos días, buenos días. Good morning, Papi. Good morning. Shema in the chat, Shema. As Oracles, they get across. Double Oracle here to force a cancel on the 4th base. They may be able to here. That's a lot of damage. Oof, there's a cancellation. There's a denial. Even sniping the drone. So nice pick off here out of triple. Behind this, YoungYakov, we spoke about +1 melee. There it is. Remember, he did skip his Roach one, going melee into Banelings into Ling Bane Hydra. There we go, there's that Hydra den. So pretty standard setup here out of YoungYakov. Meanwhile, triple, he is likewise setting up, a standard opener into a much more tech-heavy follow-up here. Going double Robo, double Immortal, double Colossus production. Okay. Okay. You have my attention, Babby. Let's go. He's throwing down cannons, shield batteries. He's walling up. He's walling off. He's preparing here with, again, double Colossus. And that should be ideal against Ling Bane Hydra, at least defensively initially. We'll see what hits first. That's the real question. Who's going to hit first? As YoungYakov, he is going to tech up. Infestation bit. Infestation bit. That tells us Hive tech, Lurker tech. We're taking up into something greater here. That should be the play for YoungYakov. Yep, as you can see, gases. Gas is being taken. He's taking all 8 gas geysers. That tells us it's going to be very gas intensive. Again, Lurker heavy. Icing run by. Takes in the cannon. Gets us around. A couple of probes are going to be falling here. Nice damage so far with the with the Lings. Getting even more depths before being cleaned up. As Lings, they do pull away. We spoke about it earlier. There it is. As that Lurker den, again, gas intensive for those Lurkers. And a couple of things here. So on the one hand, YoungYakov is droning up heavily, he's expanding heavily, and he's taking up heavily into Lurkers. So there's going to be a window in time where he has Lurkers, and there isn't, for example, Sky Toss to worry about. But what he does have to worry about is Mass Colossus. Now, Colossus, these are terrifying, and Colossus is going to be ideal against a Lair Tech army. But remember, YoungYakov is taking away the Hive, and Hive doesn't just entail Lurker upgrades, it entails Vipers. So Vipers are going to be on the way alongside this. So Ling Bane Hydra Lurker Viper is going to be a very successful, very aggressive, very potential composition here, favored composition against the more robo-heavy composition of his opponents. Meanwhile, going for the contamination on the bay. Let's go. So delayed extend double lance. Very nice contamination. And again, Triple is securing himself with all these Colossus and he'll be fine defensively, but remember, YoungYakov isn't pushing, YoungYakov is teching. He's running up to 91. That's a lot of drones. Taking more gas, Jesus. Getting up to 10 gas geysers. That's a lot of gas, baby. That's a lot of gas. Here we go, Vipers are on the way. Again, this kind of composition is very gas intensive. I mean, you can see that YoungYakov is already running out. So he's no. As Vipers are gathering energy. Do we have any High Templar? The answer is no. 0 Templar. And Tripoli moves in. He moves on to creep. The Lurkers are ready. The Lurkers are in position. Ooh, Queens are exposed. Uh-oh. They're losing 1, 2, 3. Queen's going to be going down. A nice big loss here by Triple. And did Yakov notice? Oh! Oh, somewhat. Lings, they trigger 1. Did you hit the 4th? Lurker's going to be rotating 1. Both Oracles get sniped. Lings, they force back the army. They will delay. And how many Vipers? 2, I believe? Yes, 2. 2 Vipers. That should be enough. And here come the Yoinks. Oh, gets one, gets 2. Takes down 2 of the Colossus. Gets a 3rd Colossus as well. Very nice. And there's 1 Colossus remaining. And here comes that abduction. Gets all 4. And this is what we spoke about here. Like, Colossus are nice and all, but because YoungYakov was going right into the Hive and right into Viper tech, he would shut this down. Oh, I say that the Archons, they just barrel on through. Jesus. No detection. No detection. Otherwise, those would have been dead lurkers. They're moving in. Just barely. Catching out of their Archon. Getting the cannon as well. Oh. And lurkers are within range. They're within range here of the expansion. Spires on the way in case of Sky Toss. I mean, we know there is none. Vipers are regathering energy back at home, and the base is fallen. And you can see Triple just plummet in army supply. Just plummet. The Lunkers, they keep moving in. Observer has arrived. Can we snipe the Observer? Oh, no! He wants it. Ah, he gets it. Oh my god, just barely. Observer gets sniped. The Lunkers are still moving in. Do we get contamination? Oh, let's go! He gets 1. Contamination on the robo. Let's go. Let's go. As Yakov is pushing in, lunges forward. Triple going for the base trade. He knows he cannot fight. He cannot fight the lurkers head on. So the base trade is upon us. We leave 2 lurkers behind to snipe or to snipe the mineral line. And Yakov is racing back. He's racing all the way back. Mortals there moving in. Ooh, Zealous getting into the mineral line. Ah, do we blinding cloud? We do. Da-da! Yeah, they're the blinding clouds. Hydras, they lunge forward. They're the abductions. Getting a sentry of all things. Let's go. And yes, he's using drones. We can see Zealots in the natural, Zealots in the 3rd base. We have Zealots in the main base as well. Drones are falling. But Yakov has an army and Triple does not. Triple, he lost his 3rd base, he lost his 4th base. Triple, he has a handful of Zealots, he has 1 Archon defensively back at home. There's not much to defend. There's recall. Ta-da! Recall gets wasted. And now here comes Yakov. Yakov. There's no expansion. I just need to lunge forward. Oh my god, massive connection with the Archon. GG gets called. There's nothing left, and YoungYakov will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. With that, I should say YoungYakov does take lead in the series, and we'll see if Triple can bounce back. Again, Triple, his build wasn't bad at all. Like the going into his initial opener, into a 3rd base, into double robo wasn't bad. The problem was that it's a very tech-heavy start. Because of that, it takes a long time to really come online and push out across the map, and YoungYakov had a really nice reaction to tech up as greedily as he did. Remember, he rushed into the 4th base, rushed into 8 gases, took his 5th base, took 10 gases, teched up into Hive Tech with the infestation bit. For a long time there, Yakov was vulnerable. He was vulnerable because he was spending so much money on droning. He droned up to 92, by the way. Went up to 92 drones, 5 bases, teched up in every which way. But he wasn't attacked. He was in no real danger. Why was that? Because of the double robo, right? Like, it takes a long time to get your 2nd robo, to get your bay, to build up to 4 Colossus. Because you're building up that robust army, you know, you're going to be delaying your gateway warp-ins, your aggression, any kind of aggressive nature, and GG. Triple, he was punished for being too defensive, and YoungYakov was able to get away with his greed. And now here we go, we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Talkomak. We have the red Zurich player, we have the player leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the teal Protoss player down in the series. We'll see if you can bounce back. It is a Triple. we go. I do see someone asking in the chat about the brackets. We do have commands in the chats. We have bracket commands, socials commands. So, if you can think of a command, we most likely have it. If you want to support the tournament in another way outside of Patreon, Matcherino, !Matcherino in the chat, and you'll get a link to the Matcherino page. You can help support specifically this weekly tournament. That is how the players are paid out, of course, through and via Matcherino. So if you're interested, you can do so. Otherwise, just sit back and enjoy. Just enjoy the show, man. Yeah. So now, once again, standard open out of YoungYakov. Once again, gate expand out of triple. We're really looking to see how our players do adjust coming into Tokamak. Tokamak is the most defensive map in the map pool. Very defensive, very large map, longer rush distance by ground. I would say that triple's goal was to turtle up defensively back at home and take into Sky Toss. This is an easier map to pull that off on. I would say that it's a little bit unnecessary to take up and invest heavily into a ground-based composition into Colossus when you can get away with cutting corners and going into Sky Toss instead. So I would imagine that triple's going to be adjusting his style. Meanwhile, YoungYakov, what is the plan? Do we go for another greedy build? Does triple try to hard counter that and opt to be aggressive instead? As we mentioned, it's more difficult to be the aggressing player here on Tokamak, so we'll keep an eye on YoungYakov. There are ways to be cheeky on this map though, something that we didn't bring up yet, but on some of these larger maps like Incorporeal, like Maganatha, like Tokamak, you can get away with mutas. You know, Spire play and muta play is a viable option here for YoungYakov. It's risky, you have to be able to hide the Spire and keep it hidden, keep it safe. If it gets scouted, you can be completely shut down. If you recall, in his series against Shameless and against Classic, I think both games that he played Spire and played Muta, he lost both games. I think again, like, it's quite a risky way to play. As you're heavily reliant on keeping them hidden. Let's go. But now we do have 10 lings in production, 12 lings in, oh, let's go. 12 lings on the way. Now, once again, I believe the goal here is to catch the first wave of adepts and try to threaten the third base of triple. Speaking of, we do have only one adept into Stalker. That is interesting. You often do not go for a Stalker here. The Stalker doesn't really add much. The only thing the Stalker does is deny the Overlord. Deny the Overlord scouts. And make it more difficult to get eyes on what triple is up to. Lings, they move out to delay the third base, but so far the third base is, being delayed on its own. Oracle does move out. Yakov is looking for the third. And now we see why he went for the Stalker. No third base, this is already a tell. YoungYakov knows that something is wrong, and we are going and rushing into a Fleet Beacon, into a second Stargate. Let's go. The Tempest rush is upon us. Technically, this could be a carrier rush as well, but we're leaning more towards Tempest here. And again, YoungYakov, he knows that something is wrong, and here comes the Overlord. He's going in for the Scout. As the Overlord does wander in. Oracle's going to be zoned away. Now the Overlord sees nothing being produced in the Stargate. That's a tell, right? It should be second Oracle. The second Oracle should be in production. So something is wrong. He sees. he just sees a Tempest being made. Okay. Well, Yakov now is fully aware. He didn't scout the natural. He didn't see the tech, but he does see the Tempest being produced from the Stargate. So he knows. Knows what's going on. It's going to be a lair first here out of YoungYakov. Lair is on the way, Baliness as well. Getting up to 5 gases and getting ready for his Spire play. Oh, okay. So, if you remember, this is a build that Classic did popularize 2 years ago now. Gee, I can't believe it's been that long. I want to say it was 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. Yeah, I think it was 2. When Classic was in GSL, when he was competing in GSL, it was on Alcyone. It was on the Alcyone map pool. He did go for this, and he popularized not rushing into Tempest, but the transition point here. So this should be a Tempest rush initially, and then bam, you switch into a ground army behind it, and you hope that your opponent overreacts and overcommits into Corruptors. But I believe Classic's style of doing this, you still get a third, right? You go for a bit of a later third base, but still you expand, get a third. And then Classic would switch into Mass Stalker. It's a Mass Blink Stalker. We'll see if Triple goes into charge now. Blink as well, okay. Does go for Blink. Bailings are found. YoungYakov going for a Bane Burst. Oh my god. Does go for the bust. Tempest are distracted. Sentries on the way. The other force fields. Oh my god, just in time. Whew. Does force field in time. The pylon is exposed, but there's another force field. Tempest do turn around though. Here comes that Spire. And Triple, he still cannot expand. More gateways are on the way. And he's going all in. He's going all in. ZvP to buy time. Spire is now done. Corruptors are on the way. And here comes a rally. There's no Robo, which means there's no War Prism, so reinforcements are delayed. That's still going to be 6 Tempest. That's a lot of Tempest back. A Muta? Wait, what? Where are the Corruptors, Pappy? Muta? We're trading bases. This hatchery is going to go down. Down goes a hatchery. Queens are moving forward. Spores are repositioning. Mutas, they do get across the map. I mean, they will cripple the economy. Okay. I don't know if I'm convinced by this, I'll be honest. We'll see. Oh, the Queens! The Queens have to pull away. Clutch Transfuse. Bailings, they crash into the charge lots. And the slow lots. And here we go. Corruptors are on the way. Queens are waddling in. Oh no, the Queens are getting low. Yeah, Queens are getting caught out. Bailings, they crash on through. They save one of the Queens. But there are so many Tempest. Yeah, we need Corruptors. Jeez, the Mutas kill everything. They have killed everything. The Muta play. Was it worth it? He kills 43 workers. He's going for the base trade. Oh no, but there's a proxy pylon out on the map. Tempest moving in. YoungYakov, he from here is just knocking down the front door. Oh, he thinks better of it. Uh-oh. Roach1 goes down. He turns back around. That was a bit of a waste. But he's got 14 Mutas. He's collapsing in, and he's going for the kill. He's going for the throats. Again, this was such a risky play here from YoungYakov to go Muta of all things, to go across the map to cripple the economy. Again, Triple, he has 2 workers, he has 2 probes, and he will lose every single unit. He can no longer reinforce. And with that, GG. With that, the final Tempest goes down. GG gets called. And YoungYakov, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to YoungYakov. A bold move against a 2-base Tempest all-in to go into Mutas, not Corruptors, to counterattack, and for it to be successful. He crippled the economy. He killed every probe. 2 probes were survived at the end of the game. There were only 2 workers, so he killed every single worker at the natural, at the 3rd base. And we saw that Yakov, he was able to cripple the economy. Triple took his time. He killed the 4th base, but Yakov, he was able to buy time with the Queens, buy time with the Spores until his Mutas could come back home. GG. GG. Hi.